Ladies and gentlemen, what it do? I am your host, Young Bo Easy. I would like to welcome you to the show, ladies and gentlemen. You are now tuned in to the Knicks Vibes. Thank you for coming. Whether you new or returning, thank you for tuning in. Hope you, if you're new, I hope you continue to stay with us and subscribe to the channel and continue on this Knicks Vibes journey, man. You know what we here for, man. We here for the Knicks, man. And shout out to you guys returning also, man. I want to get quickly into this. We got an afternoon game against the Suns that just happened, and ladies and gentlemen, we sealed the win, 83 to 102. Very solid game. If you're a Knicks fan, from tip off all the way till the fat lady sing. All right, man. I'm talking about foot on next the second that tip off goes off, man. you, you can't be any happier with how this game went down. And listen, I think today, for the first time in a long time, I have nothing but positives to say. All right, I've been, even when it be some games that it's like real good and it's positive, I still end it off with some BS and all that stuff. And I'm just keeping it real, but it goes on the negative side of things. All right, so you already know the motto on this show is love, gratitude, positive attitude. And I'm gonna try my best to keep it that way the whole ride. All right, ladies and gentlemen, like, comment, subscribe, share with your peoples, man. All right, this game, man, we talking about a game where most of the team shot efficient. We shot really, really great today, man. I'm talking about close to 50%. We shot 49% if you want to be exact, but 50% as a team, and then pretty much 40% from deep, 39 to be exact. We're flirting with that 9. But pause. But it just is all around game. That's efficient game, and that's what I like to see. Honestly, I don't have a lot to say about this one, man. It's just let's get into the stats, ladies and gentlemen. As far as the guys go, we talking about 24 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists for Jalen Brunson in his return after 3 games. 3 games he sat down with a hip injury. Definitely somebody we missed, and you could clearly see that we needed him on the roster. And him showing up today, man, you could just see the impact. And that's something I'm going to discuss further on as we get onto the show. So please, ladies and gentlemen, stick around. All right. For them, not so many sexy stats because we clamped down. Like I said, 83 points, man. We held a team under 90 points in today's NBA. And this is something that we've done, I want to say, a little often. 10, 4 and 4 for Mikal Bridges, 12, 5 and 2 for DeAndre Ayton, 11, 4 and 2 for Chris Paul, 10 points for Shamit, 10 points for Dwayne Washington in 12 minutes, 10 points for Dwayne. No, I'm sorry, 6 points for Landry Shamet, 10 points for Damian Lee. Not enough sexy stats on that side, all right? On our side, ladies and gentlemen, we got 12, 3 and 5 for Quentin Grimes, 10, 10 and 2 for Mitchell Robinson, the blockingest monster. All right, 24, 4 and 6 for my man Jalen Brunson, 15, 5 and 3 for Emmanuel Quickly, who's been having a great spurt of games recently, man. And that's pretty much the end of the sexy stats. We had some other guys from the bench that chipped in, such as Hartenstein and McBride, Fournier. Everybody chipped in. Nothing too crazy as far as those stats go. It's just like 5 points here, 2 points here, 3 points here. But nonetheless, great all-around game, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to try to make this first aspect of the show a little quicker, which is why, ladies and gentlemen, right away, we're going to jump into the easy start of the show. Pause. Ladies and gentlemen, Julius Randle. 28 points, 16 rebounds, 6 assists, shooting 7 for 18, 38%. Could have shot better, 4 for 12 from deep in 40 minutes. You know how I feel about the minutes, man. All right. But we got some things going on that makes him have to play these type of minutes, even though we have such a large lead. Maybe he could have got out a little earlier, but that's neither here nor there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go through those stats one more time. 28 points, 16 rebounds, 6 assists, 7 for 18 from the field, shooting 38%, 4 for 12 from deep. You know he could have obviously he missed 8 threes, which you got to think that's out of those 18 shots, that's 10. He would have been from 2 point range. He's 7 for 10, very efficient. All right, and I'm saying besides Brunson, besides Randall, and pretty much Evan Fournier, the whole team was efficient. All right, we talk about Quentin Grimes, 5 for 9. We talking about Emmanuel Quickly, 6 for 12, shooting 50%. Mitchell Robinson, who's always efficient because he's right there at the rim, 5 for 7, 1 for 2 for Miles McBride. Fournier was 2 for 6, which is why I say him, Brunson, and Randall are probably the guys who could have shot better. 1 for 1 for Hartenstein and Sims apiece. So you got some efficient shooting all around, except for the guys except for the guys that lead pretty much, Brunson and Randall. I'm not gonna put too much on Fournier because he just was chucking up shots that we pretty much needed to take at that certain point in the game because he was with the bench unit. But listen, Julius Randle deserves his credit. You got to give credit where it's due. There was MVP chance in the Garden tonight, and it's very well deserved. This guy has been playing his heart out these last couple of games, man. I'm talking about shooting great. Like you see 40-point games, 30-point games. He's coming out first quarter always, just giving us a huge boost. I don't know where we would be if he wasn't being so dominant in that first quarter because he's already double digits half the time when the first quarter is done. 9 points, 11 points, 13, 17 points sometimes. It's just he's all over the place with it. He gets such a hot start and it gets the team into a good place because everybody else could just get into a rhythm because now you got to worry about somebody and possibly already in the first quarter start sending a double team because somebody is so hot. So you got to give Julius Randle his credit, man. This guy has to be an all-star. The numbers that he gets, I'm not too sure of his average right now at this very, very moment, but you got to know it's something along that 20, 10, and 5 for damn sure. It's something that he does on a regular. Even last season, which everybody calls a bad season, he had 20, 10, and 5, and he is playing probably his best brand of basketball, even possibly better than the MIP season. It's early to say. We're only 38 games in, but he's just playing really, really great basketball right now. And for somebody who took such criticism, even from a guy like me who was saying his piece, and I didn't want this guy on the team, and I still feel like long term, this is probably the only hint of negative that we go. You know what I'm saying? But it's like long term, I just don't feel like this is the guy that you win a championship with. But man, he's been putting up the numbers for us, man, and just playing his heart out and being a great leader, man. That he's came in physically right. He's came mentally. He's in a better place, and he's leading. There's still some lapses. Sometimes you'll see he's not that motivated. Sometimes defensively, but listen, when it counts, the dude has delivered for us, and that's all that matters. Julius Randle deserves his credit. And today, just another showing that made him easy star to show. So one last time, Julius Randle, 28 points, 16 rebounds, 6 assists. What can you say about this guy, man? It's just the only thing you could say about him today was he could have shot better. That's it. That's the only knock you got on his game today. Other than that, perfect game. Perfect game. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've been tuned into the show, you already know what the next segment of the show is. I know some of y'all like it more than most. All right. But we're going to keep that on the DL between you and I. All right. Anyway, listen, we're going to take it to the takeaways. First up, health as well. All right. We've been missing some guys, and I always say that you better come in here with your star. It's been something I've been saying, and because we've been proving it time and time again. You better come in here with your star. CP was just that's something I'm going to discuss. I could even get into it now uh, because that was something that had to do with the last takeaway. The game plan was just very, very great. But I'm going to focus on the health as wealth aspect because I mean to say that you better come in here with your star. Chris Paul is not necessarily that for these guys. He's in his latter years. This could easily be his final year. You know what I'm saying? But I would assume that he probably got another year or two that he wants to play. But I feel like if there's I don't see anything necessarily Chris Paul like after this season. Me personally, I feel like that time has gone. Chris is in, you know, he should be very, very tunnel vision with that retirement part right now. But anyway, Devin Booker is missing, which is no excuse because I always say if we missing somebody, nobody's making excuses for us. Nobody cares. You just got to play the games that they tell you to play. Simple as that. A lot of teams had their injury bug from the start of the season till now. We've been fortunate that we didn't have that problem up until recently. You know what I'm saying? Today, Derrick Rose is out. You got RJ out still. Jalen Brunson finally just came back from 3 games out. We got Obi Toppin out. So this injury bug, I feel like just hit us after those first 30 games. A lot of teams had people gone, So, and this is a thing in the NBA. People are going to get hurt. It's a long season. It's a lot of mileage being added onto certain teams. And then some more than most, especially, a team that plays a lot of minutes, plays people a lot of minutes like us. It could be a thing, So hopefully we just continue that. But you see health is wealth and how much one person can impact the game. Jalen Brunson came back. Though we still have RJ out, we still have Derrick Rose out, we still have Obi Toppin out. Jalen Brunson coming into this game turned this into something of surgical precision. The second quarter, we was on a 21-0 run, and it was foot on next immediately because everybody was diming out. Jalen Brunson getting into the paint, kicking out to the corner, 3-pointer here, or Randall's here dishing it out, 3-pointer here, like we lighting the corners on fire, the wing is on, like we just everywhere with it and just shooting really, really good because we got somebody who could penetrate into the paint. And this is why health is wealth. You know what I'm saying? We still got some people that we need back on the squad. But just being healthy, a little healthier than we were the game before, helped us out a ton this game. Because if Jalen Brunson was missing, who knows? This could be a very, very competitive game. So yeah, man, that's health as well. Next one is maintenance. We got a lead early, and we were able to maintain that. All right, there's not much to say about this part right here. We got a lead, and we were able to maintain that. That's what we need to do, especially against these subpar teams where we should be getting these big leads. As once we get a groove on and we got our legs up under us, because sometimes to start off the game, some people are whatever that means. But you know what I'm saying. But it's just once we get that rhythm and the legs are under us and we start hitting these buckets and we start moving the ball and we get into that flow state. You know what I mean? I like that flow state. If you're a creative mind, you know what the flow state is. Once you get into that flow state, and everybody starts knocking shots down and we get in the buckets in the paint that we want to. When we get leads, we have to maintain them, especially when you're playing a team that is subpar. All right? Like the Suns are without a Devin Booker. Okay? So maintaining the lead is something that we really, really did well today. Pretty much from the first quarter. I don't know if they had a lead this game. I don't think they had a lead. They probably had 2-0. I think they hit the first bucket, DeAndre Ayton, and after that it was a wrap. We after 4-12, we was pretty much on the run after that. In the second quarter, we just went bananas. They tried to cut it down in the third quarter, but it went from 38 to 18. That's not going to help you at this point. And we just kept that rhythm going and then finished it off with a 19-point lead. All right, and kept them under 90, man. Even keeping them under 100 is good, but you keep them under 90. This is one of the best 3-point shooting teams, and they still weren't able to, get into that rhythm because of such good defense. And that's pretty much what the next takeaway pretty much, entails, which was it was all a dream. You know what I'm saying? With a question mark. All right. Tom Thibodeau is probably walking into the locker room like Roy Williams. You know what I'm saying? like dancing up a storm, super hype. All right, because this is his dream scenario. When I say we went bananas defensively, ladies and gentlemen, we went bananas. They shot 39% from the field, 34 for 87, 27% from deep. Mind you, I just said they one of the best 3-point shooting teams. Though they're missing D Book, we don't care. I honestly don't care. Damian Lee is somebody who I believe has the best percentage in the league. They were saying the only person who's better is Watanabe from the Nets. Miles Bridges can hit the three. CP3 is liable to hit the three. Shamet is liable to hit the three. Campaign can hit the three. They have dudes that can hit threes. All right, and we still held them at 27%. 71% from the free throw line. We had 7 turnovers and we caused 8 turnovers. More would have been better for them, but cool. This is a team that has CP3. No matter how you want to flip it, you know what I'm saying, give it up and disrespect. Although I didn't disrespect it, I just feel like I'm saying facts. CP3 is not going to be turning the ball over like that. A team with CP3, more likely than not, is not going to be turning the ball over like that. So 8 turnovers sounds just about right. They only had 36 rebounds. We only let them go to the line 7 times. Well, they only shot 7 free throws, so we probably got them to the line maybe 3 or 4 times. We fouled them 13 times. That is, this is a dream scenario. So Tibbs, I know, is all smiles. Probably why he took so long to come out to the press conference. And talk to the media because he's so hype about how great we played defense today. All right, so this is a dream scenario. This is how you want to play defense. And honestly, you could say if we were healthy and they were healthy, I think we still win this game, honestly. I feel like we could compete with this team. I think this Phoenix team needs to be broken up immediately. I don't see anything positive coming out of this. I believe they're the 8th seed or somewhere in that range. I think they need to break this up. DeAndre Ayton, Devin Booker. Listen, Devin Booker, I believe he was a Knicks fan coming up, man. Listen, just pull up. All right? We can work it out, man. Just pull up, man. We can make this happen. Pull up New York, play some basketball. I don't feel like he's one of those dudes that'll be, blinded by the lights and all that stuff. And I feel like he'll handle the, the New York vibe well. All right, but that's neither here nor there. All right. Lastly, is great execution. Just like I said, defensively we did our thing, man. Offensively, you saw a lot of efficiency. We could have did better at the free throw line. Limited turnovers, 26 assists, man, 45 rebounds. 5 of them offensive. Just great execution. And one of my favorite things, man, if you know Chris Paul, man, this dude is, there's a reason why they call him the point guard. I personally don't, I understand how respected they are. But there's a reason why they call him the point guard. All right. This dude has a patented move. And if you don't know this, man, I'm going to try to break this down as best as I can to paint a picture. Ready? When that screen comes, all right, he's going to go around the screen, and wherever they set the screen, say they set it on, if they set it on the left and he goes, he's going to wrap around that person also and then go to the right. So if the screen was to the left, he's going to go back to the right hand. If the screen was to the right, he's going to go back to the left hand. But he's going to curve it out a little more and kind of go back to where he started. So now the center has a decision to make, and this is where I feel like the great execution was. And it's crazy because when I saw this happening live, because it's my favorite CP move. when I watch Chris Paul, this is my favorite move because they made a killing in the clip with the Clippers. Literally, he was doing the same play over and over in a certain series, and it just kept working because how do you stop it? At that point, he was more of an elite scorer. Today, the execution against this move was so phenomenal, and then that was something that Monica McNutt had broke down post game. Mitch pulls up and hedges that screen. He doesn't hedge it at a complete, you know, like tough, like hard, like what we do against Philly. He just comes up a little bit and waits for quickly to get back, and he pulls back and gets to his man. This was a move when he gets around that screen, he could either go up for that jump shot that's unblockable because he shoots it a certain way, or if the center comes up too much, he can easily diss it because typically Chris Paul's role man, whether it's from New Orleans, you're talking about a David West or a Tyson Chandler, Clippers, you're talking about Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan, Houston Rockets, you're talking about a Capella. Like, he's always had elite role men that when he's going off of this screen, you either have to believe in the role or you have to believe in his mid-range elite jump shot, which he's going to get off. And if it goes off, I don't know his percentile from there, but I would say he's probably just as efficient as like a Brunson. This dude is a mid-range assassin when he gets it off in his prime. And we defended that move as best as possible today. All right, maybe it could have been defended a little better if maybe it could have worked out a little better if, we could have sagged off what we had to sag off, and then, Devin Booker's around. You got to worry about somebody like that because the dish could go out to him. But it's not too many people to worry about. So to neutralize Chris Paul a certain manner and only leave him having 11 points and only 2 assists, shooting 4 for 11, we did a really, really great job executing against that right there because that was literally the only chance they had of winning this game. If Chris Paul could get into a rhythm, doing that move and constantly dishing it out, DeAndre Ayton if he's open with that move, there's not too many people that could guard the paint against DeAndre Ayton. He's going to get that shot up in there and lay it up. All right, if Mitch is not in the vicinity, if he goes up too much, DeAndre Ayton would have been eaten, but we defended that really, really well. He'll go up just a little bit as soon as quickly comes back, lean, go back to your man, and then that was that. And we already know Quickly plays some very, very good defense. He's been very, very underrated. I still don't think he gets the credit that he deserves. And he did his job against a guy like Chris Paul today. And this is, I want to say maybe his rookie season or second season, Chris Paul even gave him a pat and was like, yo, you playing some great defense. It's just, this is the facts. And he continued to do that today. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I feel like that right there is the end of the takeaways and pretty much the end of my show, ladies and gentlemen. Next up, we have the Spurs, man. We had an abysmal game against the Spurs. It was torture to watch that game. How from the first quarter, we just got killed. Julius Randle had a great game shooting, had 41, 11, and 7, but we lost 7 points, and we allowed 122 points from the San Antonio Spurs. I'm talking about the second worst team in the West. Quickly also had a great game, but to lose a game like this is why it's important to have a Jalen Brunson back. So now that Brunson is back, just like we should have did against Dallas, we need our leg back, but we can't fix that until next year. We got to do this against San Antonio. We can't let this turn into the OKC situation that it was last year where we lost 2 games against these guys. These are winnable games. All right, we handled business in Houston, New Year's Eve. We did that. That's done. Now we just got to execute against the San Antonio Spurs pretty much like we did tonight. And with Brunson back, there's no reason why we shouldn't be able to get these guys out the gym immediately. All right, if we could hold these guys to anything close to 11 points in the first quarter like we did the Suns today, we're talking good basketball. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for me today. You already know who I be. I am your host, Young Bull Easy. You've been tuned into the Knicks Vibes. Love, gratitude, positive attitude, man. You already know what the vibe is on this one, man. Like, comment, subscribe, share with your peoples. And I'll catch you on the next one.